So we've just put the stones on the template. There are 1,440 stones in each jar, and these are SS3. The templates are designed to tell you which stones that you're going to use, what size. I'll kind of use that so you can see the size, and then you can see how many stones are in the design. This particular design has 98 stones per design. To get those stones in the template, you basically are going to push and pull the stones across the template. The little puff that we have has directional fibers that help the stones orient properly in the template. And you want to use the pile. If you only have a few stones on there, it's not going to work. It's designed so that the stones help each other get oriented properly in the template. But can you kind of see how they're going down in there? And all you're going to do is just keep that back and forth motion until you get them all properly oriented in the design. Once I get them properly oriented, I'm only gonna do one since we're gonna do the demo. If I were in a salon, I would have 2 stampers, and I would pick up both designs and have them ready for my 2 accent nails. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go straight down and straight up. And when you do that, your stones are properly affixed to the stamper. And so, yeah, I typically do this on a piece of paper because I can roll that paper up and I just pour my stones back into my little jar. But since I'm going to be demonstrating these, I'm just going to move these off to the side. So, if you were going to be doing this on top of a customer that you just applied gel polish to, you would do your base coat, your 2 coats of color, cure them just like you normally do, but don't do your top coat yet. Because you can use your top coat, that's what the stones are going to adhere to. I prefer, instead of top coat, to use a soak-off builder gel because it's a little thicker and it's stickier and it helps the stones stay on. So I'm going to go ahead and get my soak-off builder gel, and I'm just going to put I try to put a thickness that's equivalent to half the depth of the stone so that the stones kind of sink down in there and it creates a little bit of a bezel setting. Your nail's got an extreme C-curve on it. I can tell you that sometimes with an extreme C-curve like this, you have to go down and then come back and stick them on the sides because the stamper will not wrap that far around, okay? The other thing that you want to be aware of is you never want to take your stamper and just do it with the customer's hand in your hand. What you want to do is have them lay their hand flat because you want to make sure you're perfectly still and don't slide back and forth. So I'm going to have you scoot a little closer to me if you don't mind. And you can see through the stamper. And so I can see where to orient this. So I'm just going to come around. And since her nail, right? Yeah, so since her nail's really curved, I'm going to go back and I'm just going to kind of stick one here and there where, you know, it didn't curve all the way around. But normally, I mean, that's a pretty extreme C-curve. You wouldn't normally have to worry about that. Any of these that are kind of on the side, you just want to kind of push them back on. You don't want them hanging off because they'll snag and they will come off. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Any of these that are kind of just hanging out, I'm going to push them back onto the nail. So I'm going to go ahead and have her, so you're going to go ahead and cure that? So, you like?
No, that's fabulous. That's fast and quick.
It is fast and quick because, like I said, this is not. So this is 98 stones, and she probably has 10 left on here. So you've got to figure that was 88 stones that fast. How long would it take you to pick that little teeny stone up and do 2 nails? It's a long time.
And they don't come out as.
And they're perfectly in the rows. Exactly. So that's the reason I don't use the top coat gel. You can, but when you're doing that and you see how hard I push on there to get that to wrap around, it can slide. This is more slippery than a soak-off builder gel. If you don't care about keeping your stones, you don't have to use soak-off. You can use a regular builder gel and you just nip them off or file them off. So now that we have it cured, this is when I use my top coat. I'm going to come in with my gel top coat. And what I do is I come in with a little liner brush. And I don't want to brush the whole stone because it's going to make it dull. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go around your edge with the gel and really seal those edge ones very good. Because which ones do you lose most? The edge, right? So I'm going to just go around that little edge. What I'm going to do is come back, and I'm going to be going in between the stones. So I'm just going to put a little dot there and go between them because I don't want to cover them up.
Why don't you want to cover them up?
Because the stones are only shiny because there's facets on the top. When you put a coating on the top, it changes them to little domes. They're rounded, and it takes a little bit of the shine away. But I'm just going between the stones. I'm not really going on the stones because I want to keep them nice and protected. So now you can clear that one. I'm going to use alcohol to remove the inhibition layer from the top of the stones. And there we go.
Gorgeous. What do you think? I love it.
And that, my friends, is the Pavé crystal stamping template.